Welcome to Paperweights, the podcast where two self-proclaimed gym rats and shooting enthusiasts delve into the world of literature with a sprinkle of humor. Although their biceps could crush a walnut, don't let that intimidate you. They also have a nerdy side. Mike and Brandon have a voracious appetite for reading, particularly in the fantasy genre, and they want to share their passion with you. So grab your protein shake and your favorite novel and join us for a humorous and insightful journey into the world of books with Paperweights.
Welcome back to another episode of the Paperweights. I'm your host, Brandon.
And Justin.
And today we are continuing our discussion of Morning Star. If you followed us on the last episode, we said we were going to stop at the end of chapter 48, but we agreed to read chapter 49 because that was the last chapter of that part. Hopefully Justin did read it.
I did.
Okay, so we read all the way from the end of last section to the beginning of part 4. So that's what we're going to be discussing today. It made sense.
Would have been weird, yeah, to stop right there.
I didn't realize that it was one chapter away, like 6 pages away from the end of the part. So glad I caught that. I probably would have messaged you when I got to the end of that if I didn't catch it before. But yeah, so I didn't. There we go. All right. Before we get into conversation, we are sponsored by Mudcat Whiskers, which is a Louisiana small business that specializes in men's grooming products. I use beard products daily, wash, conditioner, and balms and oils. He also sells butters. And if you don't like any of that, or you don't have a beard or you shave, he has shaving creams, colognes, and candles. So you can go over to his website, www.mudcatwhiskers.com, use code paperweights at checkout, and you will save yourself 15%, and you'll get your beard or your face looking good, or your house smelling good, or your body smelling good, all that good stuff. So, all right. We're both wearing band t-shirts. I got Pussifer and you got Tyr.
Yeah, in honor of the Obsidians.
Yeah, that was the one we went to last year, huh? Is that the tour shirt from last year that you're wearing?
No, oh yeah, actually, yes. Sorry. I was trying to, yeah, I've seen that a couple of times. So I was like, yeah. That is where we got it.
Yeah, we went on my birthday.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, good stuff.
New Orleans.
That was a fun venue. That's what, the second time you and I.
Yeah, I wish
We went
more
to
people
Hammerfall.
would go, but yeah, we went and saw Hammerfall. We were awesome.
Yeah, that's fun. I think there were fewer people at Tyr than there were at Hammerfall.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, you get to be right up front and see them up close and personal.
Yeah, good stuff. Good live music. So
yeah, if you like Viking metal, check out Tyr.
Yeah, they're from the Faroe Islands.
Faroe Islands, yeah.
They're beautiful place. All right. Well, by the time this airs, I will have returned from the cruise. But yeah, we're getting ready to go on the cruise, and it'll be fun. So yeah, I could definitely preemptively say we had a lot of fun on that cruise. No, but it'll be fun. So
yeah.
All right, you want to dive in? Do you want to dive in?
Yeah, let's dive in.
Let's go.
All right. So, I can do the summary real fast. Basically, it starts off where we left off. The rebellion is rising on Phobos, and basically, Darrow and meets up with Mustang, and Holiday and Ragnar, and they go on a secret mission to. We were a little confused about this, but it seems like the poles of Mars is where the Obsidians are birthed and live and shit. Because they want to go there to raise an army. Because we'll get into it later. The Obsidians are cool, but make little sense of why they exist. But as they're going there, they get ambushed by Cassius's ship. And they get shot down. They crash land. There's a whole bunch of survival stuff. They end up shooting on Cassius' ship, and they go towards it. They find it abandoned and have been attacked by a bunch of cannibal obsidians. They end up tracking them down, almost killing Cassius, almost killing Aja, but Aja kills Ragnar, Rip Ragnar, and she gets away. She's really good at getting away. Uh, then we meet Ragnar's sister, Seti the Quiet. They go meet her mother, the like queen of the not the Amazon, the Valkyrie. They try to convince her to like join the Rising. She's like, no, we're good. You are blasphemers against God. So then they do the same thing they did in book one. They go up to the satellite or something that's controlling the Obsidians, and they take it by force. And then like basically get the Obsidians to join, showing them that they're not gods, that they're just men. And said he has to kill her mom, which is pretty badass. Uh, so then they're joining the army. Boom. Then they're like, all right, Mars is kind of fucked. We could get like basically we could get bogged down in this in Mars combat for years. But what if we instead went and helped out the moon lords of Jupiter and fucked up Rook and got his ships? And then we like take out the big giant space fleet and we like get some allies and stuff. So they go do that. They meet up with Romulus, whatever, the leader of the Moon Lords.
Yeah,
And then,
Romulus.
yeah, Romulus. They have a discussion where there's some subterfuge about nukes, and it seems like maybe it was the whole thing. The Jackal has a bunch of nukes that are missing. The nuclear launch of two nukes doesn't come up again, which is a little weird. But
I
Jackal
kind
has
of
stolen nukes.
I thought this was confirmation that the nukes were put off, uh, were dropped by the Jackal, though.
Yeah, but they never said anything about it. It's very
Yeah, they
weird.
never. Well, I mean, it's yet. Remember, it is like
Yeah, a
first
lot of stuff's
person point of
happened.
view. So
Yeah. Yeah. Um, but he didn't launch any more nukes about against the guys. Anyway, the Jackal has some nukes, but they make it look like Rook got them, and he was like threatening to nuke the moon worlds. So they end up joining the Rising, but the dude's like a tyrant, and so it's like an enemy of my enemy is my friend type deal. All right, so they do that. Then there's basically a giant space battle. With uh they have a pretty insane plan, which is basically go punch a hole in like the enemy forces, go straight into it, and then intentionally get your ship destroyed so that they like get close enough to launch their like boarding parties, so you can then burrow out of your own ship with the crawlers into their ship to then take over their ship, which is what happens. They do that.
they do that.
They do that. Uh, and there's a giant fight. It's pretty cool. Uh, they get to the bridge, and a lone pink Rook's lover opens the door for them, or else they've been really screwed. And they take the bridge, and Darrow's like, Rook, we could be brothers. And he's like, no, I have my honor as a red or gold, honor as a gold, and he kills himself. So rip F in the chat for Rook. And then it ends with what we decide to read onward with Darrow being like, all right, the Jupiter Lord is a tyrant, so I will go cripple his ability to make ships, and he goes and blows up all the docks of Ganymede. And but he does it in a way where like Rook's breaking away from the battle, and I can't get to the bridge. It's all static. Ah, so he tries to make it so it's not each not the one that did it.
That's not gonna come back to haunt him later.
Probably not. No.
Uh, yeah.
Yeah. So now they mentioned another dock. I think it's on Iron or something. I forget where else these ships are made, but there's only like one of those now.
I don't remember.
It was when you made the plan in Golden Sun. They're like, we're gonna go steal all the ships and blah blah blah. I forget where it was.
Yeah, I don't recall.
Yeah. But anyway, that's what happens.
How do you feel overall with this section of the story?
Uh, Overall it's good. I enjoyed it. The battles are fun. I'm curious how it's gonna end because it kind of feels like the resolution is gonna be too quick.
It
Even though,
does feel that way.
even though there's like an error, but like an error two implies a time skip. Like I don't know how they like go to Earth and beat the Sovereign in like 200 pages. I mean, I guess they could do it. Like things
His
have happened
writing,
before.
he
Yeah,
did so much more. I mean, what, 7 years passed in the first two
yeah.
books,
But
and
maybe like
now
error, maybe what happens is error. There's an error too because like they take Mars. Like the end of the book is them killing the Jackal, and so it's like the Mars Coalition, the Moon Lords, and Earth, and that's like error two. So it's like a three-way Cold War or something, which could be cool.
I could see that happening. I could also see it jumping and they actually resolve with the Jackal and the Sovereign, and the Sovereign is dissolved, and then the time jump is Romulus finding out, like, over that time frame, finding out what Darrow did, and so then in the second era, it's Romulus and the Moon Lords have rebuilt the docks and they've rebuilt their military, their
Yeah,
ships, um, and becoming a fight with that. I can see that potentially being
I
uh,
can see that too.
so.
Yeah. Yeah, like I liked it. It's more of the same. It's kind of the same quality as the first part of the book, so it was very enjoyable. The fight was really cool. Like the big space battle was really cool. Probably one of his best fights. Um,
Yeah, there were some yeah, some of the battles that were some of the better writing he's had. I also thought there were parts in this section where the writing kind of went back to his old, like, confusing.
I see
Um,
that.
and it was one of their meetings where I was just like, he went into so much, like, oh, and this person did this. And I think it was the exposition dump about the Moon Lords
Mhm.
and the rebellion of the Moon Lords and all this stuff. There was just like
Yeah,
so much information, and I was like, and it just kind of came from. I made a note here. Um, oh yeah, it was through Darrow thinking about it and not like it being a conversation on screen. It was just
it's
like,
not being active. Yeah,
yeah, Darrow was like, "Oh yeah, I researched all this, and this is what happened," and giving that to the reader, as opposed to a conversation happening. And I go, "Oh yeah," and then this which would have made more sense. I think it could have made more sense because you could have had people talking and like asking questions and like, well, what happened here? What happened here? Because I doubt that
Yeah.
everybody knew. Like maybe Darrow found out about it when he was at the academy. Maybe he learned about it. Um, but there's definitely enough like reds and other colors that are there that wouldn't have known and could have asked questions.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. It didn't really stand out to me that much, but yeah, I mean, yeah, we can get into it. Like, I do think this is going to be by far the best book. Yeah, hopefully, it ends well. I mean, I can see it falling on its face, um,
I agree.
but I think it's by far the best one. Right now, it's definitely a 3-2-1 for me in far of but yeah, it does it still have. I mean, it's still Red Rising, so it still has this style. Um, and it still does like yeah, we can get into world building, which is one of my not like my biggest problems with it. It's just doesn't it doesn't really make much the obsidians don't really make much sense to me of why they exist.
Is it because of the nature of the wars and
It's
how
because
like they're
like
supposed to be
why would they be
warriors?
created? Why would the Golds create warriors that are stronger than them that they then have to like corral in this really weird way and have like an army of people that could like rebel against them and be really annoying when they're like when they have millions of golds and like mechs that can just fight for them and they're only fighting each other. Like, I don't know, it's just a little weird. Like the
Yeah, I never thought about it. Um, I mean, I thought about the obsidians a lot in this section.
yeah.
Um, but I never thought about why they existed. I can
Yeah.
see your point there.
Because they have to
Because
make
yeah,
up this like really tenuous like Viking godhood myth to like make sure they don't try to overthrow them. And then they're like so much more badass than the Golds in like combat. Because also like the like Valkyries and stuff should be like what the ever living fuck is going on? There's like we're riding griffins and have swords, and there's like we're now in spaceships with pulse guns, and it should be a little bit more. It doesn't really matter. It's the rule of cool, which is this book's thing, and he wanted really cool Viking ladies that ride griffins, which I'm down. It's just if I just have to turn on my brain a little bit because it's just kind of dumb if you think about it.
it's what's even funnier. Um, for some reason, my brain, even though I knew it was the Griffins, my brain kept going to the old school Joust arcade game.
Ah, nice.
So like anytime they're
Giant
like and
birds.
they're riding these griffins, I'm like, Joust, just like this 2D side-scrolling game. I was like, okay, there we go.
Game's fun.
Um, so still on topic here, they're definitely based off of North mythology and the
Yeah.
Valkyries, but I saw, and it specifically that ties it, or another thing that kind of solidifies my thoughts on it and ties it in. Uh, Parallels between the Aiel and the Spear Maidens here.
Mm.
And the big thing that tied it all together was the name of the book, Morning Star. That was their name for this Messiah, for all lack of a better term, who comes and rescues them and removes the wool from their eyes. Um,
And
and they're like, "Oh no, I can't believe that happened." all right, we're gonna follow you into whatever, but there are gonna be others that don't, you know. We haven't seen them yet. Well, outside of
You just kind of got an exposition of that. They quickly killed them all, basically.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's more like the original idea, which is the Fremen from Dune. Because they're like, even the Fremen are like so much better than everybody else at combat. Well, so are the IEO, but it's kind of the same theme.
Yeah. No, I never tied the Fremen and the IEL together, so there you
Oh,
go.
Robert Jordan just took the Fremen or the IEO from Dune and made them, which is fine because they're cool and all authors steal, but yeah,
Yeah.
and like Ryan Althor is kind of a Paul Atreides.
Yeah. Speaking of Wheel of Time, not to go too far off topic, I started re-listening to the audiobook.
Nice.
Um, so because I have other friends that are reading it, and then Dustin said he was going to finish it this year.
Yeah, he's
I
on
s-
book 9.
yeah, I started re-listening to it, and um, it's funny because I need to think about it, but there was whenever Tom in the first few chapters, they meet Tom Maryland, and he's telling him like, "Oh yeah, let's hear stories about such and such and such and such," and all these names come up, and I was like, "All right." There was I forget his name, but it was the guy. They're like, "Hey, it's the guy that rode in the belly of an eagle on fire to the moon or something," and I was like, "Okay, that's got to be a astronaut." And then there was
Yeah.
another like Matarisa, and it was like she some female character that did all these works of good and feeding, and I was like, oh, that's Mother Teresa. And it's just little things I didn't catch before in reading. I was like, oh, hey,
Yeah.
fun
Pretty
stuff.
cool.
So
Yeah, there's a lot of little things like that in that series. But yeah, going back to Morningstar. Um, but yeah, so that's kind of like if we want to go to the sections, that was kind of the world building we got this time was the Obsidians. We got a lot more on them. The Valkyries and their like full society, and like the Asgard or whatever. And then we also got a lot of stuff with the Moon Lords of Jupiter and kind of that was mostly it. Then we got some just like ship stuff. We got to see the Moonbreaker or whatever that we stole,
yeah, and then
which was
Victra's
cool.
not Victra, Antonia's ship
Yeah,
was like a hers was a giant black mass, wasn't it? Or was that the
yeah, I think so. Yeah,
yeah.
she got away because she's really good at doing that. Her and fucking Aja are like the best at running away.
Yeah.
Aja's like, I can escape from anything. I can escape from a tundra on the caps of Mars, and I can jump into Aya or whatever the hell and run away. She's really good at that.
I like the water leeches, like the ice water leech snails that like were attached to
Yeah,
Ragnar and Mustang, I think.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
those were
Those are
cool
cool.
and badass the way they were described. It's like, get them off me.
Yeah,
Uh,
and the cannibal legions of obsidians.
yeah,
Pretty cool.
those were cool. Um, I don't understand how they survived for so long. After being in the ice water for that long and then not having dry clothing when they got out. That didn't
They had
quite make
like
sense.
zero G suits, I think, but they had like Samus. Well, they were punctured. Yeah, yeah, they're golds or whatever.
They should have had died of hypothermia, but whatever.
Yeah.
They found the ship and then had a
Oh, yeah. I forgot to
donner
mention
party.
they should have killed Cassius, but somehow missed his jugular and his voice box when they shot an arrow through his throat, which was
Yeah.
weird. I don't get it.
No.
I was like,
Like,
oh,
I know
he's
he's
dead.
dead.
Yeah. If it just said grazed or something, but it literally said through his throat. I'm like, oh, he's dead.
Yeah.
All right, but no, he's fine.
He's good. Barely an inconvenience.
Yeah, he's definitely gonna join the team.
Yeah, he is going to join the team. I mean, he already gave them enough information.
Yeah, yeah. Uh,
Uh, well, I mean, we're
uh,
talking about characters, so we can
yeah,
move to characters.
let's do it.
Well, let's start off with Darrow.
Mhm.
I already mentioned so the connection with the Valkyrie and the Aiel. Well, the that is also Darrow's connection with Rand. You know, like
Mhm.
Darrow being the Morning Star. Rand's name was He Who Comes with the Dawn,
Yeah,
and those are essentially the same things,
same
right?
thing. Yeah. Or I
Um,
mean, you got the other famous Morning Star, Lucifer. So maybe
I
he's
didn't
fallen.
think of that.
Yeah,
Yeah. See, my mind went to something else. Um, some good stuff. So,
yeah. Because we
so
do kind of see him not go full. If we're gonna go with Rand al'Thor, full Darth Rand, but he is going darker. He is starting to, have to do that calculus of war where he gives up all the reds on and the Sons of Ares on the moon, the Jupiter moons, and he like blows up the docks at the end, killing thousands of reds. So he is might be turning a little evil if we want to go with
uh,
Darth Rand.
well, I mean, we see that internal conflict, and then with before the docks were destroyed, didn't was it was Victra that was just like, hey, I think it was Victra.
Yeah, yeah, that's
She was
true.
like, hey, I'll let me do it this time. I'll give the order so your conscience is free of this genocide, like or
Yeah,
mass.
doesn't quite work that way when you're in charge, but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But
Uh,
yeah, we get his, he's still, you get more of the stuff with him, like wondering about using his friends because like all of his friends are dying, including Rook at the end. Uh, he's gonna have a tough time.
yeah. We get his badass speech on page 348.
Yeah.
That was fun. It made me want to just get up and run through a wall.
Hmm.
Yeah. Um, yeah. We are humanity, we are the tide, and today we reclaim the lives that have been stolen from us. We build the future we were promised. Pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely. He's got some good speeches. Yeah, I mean, kind of more the same. He's just going on an arc of becoming the leader that the resistance needs and kind of reclaiming his status because at the beginning of the book he was broken.
Yeah, it's good to see that character arc. The second our second section of reading is had a different vibe, a different feel. Um, excuse me. Especially with me. You have anything else with Darrow?
No, no.
Like especially so. Um, sorry, Severo definitely had a character change.
Yeah,
From his just wild card from before to like, hey, yeah, this is gonna be fun. I'm gonna be like joking and all this, and then of course he falls in love with Victra.
yeah.
Um,
Get some off-screen romance again.
yeah, that off screen,
It works
with
fast.
all the hints of them going off and having sex in their staterooms and things like that.
Yeah.
Uh, kind of reminded with without the age difference, kind of reminded me of Jean and Janora in
Okay, yeah.
Republic of Thieves.
Way less in your face in this book than that book though.
Not Republic of Thieves, but
No, Red Sky, yeah, yeah.
Red Sky,
Pirates.
yeah, the pirate one. You said less in your face?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
have what's her face being like, they kept me up all night. God damn it. I was trying to do my medicine. Or
Yeah.
whatever it was. That was funny. I don't know,
But I mean,
hopefully
they talk about going off
yeah, yeah, they do.
staterooms all frequently. So
Yeah. Yeah, Severus seems like you just need to punch him in the face a couple times and he's like, all right, I'm back to what I was. Got a factory reset to book one. Um
I like that version of him much more.
yeah, I do too. Um yeah, I mean he doesn't really do too much in this. I mean, he ends up like he has a lot of off-screen stuff. Like he ends up leading the charge to take over all the ships in that trap at the end of the end of the battle and stuff like that.
Yeah, I
Um,
think that's and this is a writing style, but I think that's a downfall of having a single point of view for a book is a lot of times you'll have these characters that seem super important, but they can't always be with the point of view character.
yeah,
And so you're not going to get a whole lot of them or a lot of the things that they do on screen.
mhm, yeah,
Um, I mean, but at some point you have to make the choice of how you're going to write the story.
exactly. It
So and he chose this and it works for the most part.
does, yeah,
And it works well. There's just you're going to have that desire for screen time with
mhm,
characters. And I have a note here about Cassius. He's a good character and he
yeah,
deserves more screen time. But
yeah. Hopefully he's in there too.
yeah, but until Cassius and I think Era 2, I think somebody said Era 2 goes away from a single point of view.
Yeah, I think that's what you told me.
Um and so like but as far as Era 1 goes, for the rest of this book, in order to get more Cassius, Cassius has to spend time with Daryl.
Yeah,
Um and but you know that also opens up the opportunity for the author to write short stories or other books from
yeah,
these point of views to actually show what happened and because we don't get all the details, we just know, oh, such and such and such and such.
yeah. Because there's actually so I've read the Cushiel series by Jacqueline Carey, and it's from one person's POV, this lady named Phaedra. But she actually put out a second another book called Cassiel's Servant, which is from the POV of like her basically companion, and it's basically a retelling of the first book, but through his stuff, and it's a little bit of prequel story of his journey. So like I think if you wanted to do something like that, it would I think it would really benefit. The person I think it would benefit the most would be Mustang.
Yeah, I agree. That'd be
I
good.
like if you want to get to her because like Sever, I like him. I don't know. This book wants me to like these. The series wants me to like Mustang more than I do, just because she's not in it enough. She really isn't, and it's really weird because I really thought book one she was gonna be like the second main. Right? You know, they meet. She nurses him back to health. There's love interest stuff. You know, she's in most of book one after that point, and then she gets kidnapped or whatever. And then book two, she's largely not there. And in book three, she's in it more. It's a lot of her doing it stuff off screen again, and you know,
And still nobody trusts her.
you still nobody trusts her. And like, I really think if I if I was gonna add one more POV character, it would be her and have like Darrow and Mustang twin POVs. And I think that would have helped a lot. Because like kind of just like she does a lot of stuff in this book and you know we get more of her, we get more of her with like Dara's mom, and it seems like, she's like approved of her for her son and whatever. And it's definitely going to there. They're gonna end up together at the end, blah blah blah. And then we get her with negotiating with the Moon Lord guy, Romulus. We get a lot of stuff with her. I just wish there was more of her.
Yeah, I could agree with that. I would want to. I wouldn't necessarily say Severo would need his point of view, but Cassius could. Like
Yeah. Yeah,
if you have those three,
or even like Rook.
yeah,
Like if we were gonna do it, because like not to do real time, but like if we had some like bad guy POVs, it'd be like Cassius and Rook. And if we were gonna do more, like a couple more on our side, it'd probably be Severo and Mustang, and
yeah,
maybe it'd probably Victra and Ragnar if you were gonna do it. You would have like Ragnar. You would have like the Aja fight from Ragnar's POV, and as he's dying, he sees his sister or whatever, which would be cool.
that would actually be really cool.
Yeah.
Uh,
Uh,
yeah, and like I mean, you'd get Rock or Rook or whatever his name is.
the poet.
Yeah, you would get a lot more about him because like
Yeah.
as limited as we've seen of him, like there's been some emotional scenes,
Yeah.
but he hasn't actually had a lot of screen time to fully develop the emotional weight of the scenes that he's had.
Yeah. I
Like
think if he
specific
had,
scenes that I'm talking about are in book two when
he
he
gets knocked out.
he
Yeah.
gets knocked out. Yeah, if they had more time with the two of them, or a POV of Rock,
Yeah.
several chapters of POV of Rock, it would have hit a little bit better because we would have understood his trust in Darrow.
Mm.
And then in this book, it does it a his death has a harder emotional hit impact on me than in book two,
Yeah.
um,
Definitely. With tactics.
because of the meeting with Romulus and Rock, and then Darrow talking about him, and Darrow reflecting on his friends and how he's like thinking about Rock as still his friend. Like the POV
Yeah.
is like he's still my friend. I'm going into my friend's ship. I'm going onto the bridge where my friend is commanding the ship, and I'm going to have to face him. And I
Definitely.
have to watch my friend kill himself. Um,
Yeah. I also think like maybe he didn't think when he was writing book one that he would have become such a big character, but I really think he should have been more in book one, showing the bonds of their brotherhood and showing his like tactical mind. Because book one, he's just like, I'm a poet and I like this lady. Oh wait, I die off screen. That's like it, really. And like we don't get like he's like the best admiral of tactics in the galaxy or whatever, right? You wouldn't get that from book one at all. And then
no.
book two, he's like, we're just like, it's been a couple of years. He's my blood brother. I love him. Blah 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 blah. And then like I betray him, and then he betrays me at the end. And it's like we don't really get that much. So yeah, I definitely think if he had as much screen time as like Moash. Like, because Moash was, one of the brothers at the beginning. Spoilers for Stormlight. Some stuff happens, and it becomes a bad guy. Um, and like you really get the, full betrayal of emotions with Kaladin and Bridge 4 about like that. And if we had something like that for Rook, then like it would have been more impactful.
Yeah, and
I
I think that relationship works is deeper with Darrow and Rock than it is with Darrow and Cassius.
yeah. Or like if you just cut Tactus completely and gave all that time to Rook. So he would be the one that like betrays him with the Sovereign Son or whatever. goes and meets Lauren, doesn't die, gets away, and then so it's like we get like a couple of different times, and we get like just more of him.
I could see that. And that would improve Rock's character,
Hmm.
but I think it would take away from the struggle that Darrow has with multiple friends like dying
Yeah,
because
yeah. I
of
mean, you could
whatever.
do the same if you wanted to keep the books the same length. You would cut Tactus, but if
Yeah,
you
cut
could
Tactus.
do
I
both.
I could agree with that. I think
Because
that
it's
would also be an acceptable, just as acceptable than fun,
yeah,
enjoyable way of reading the books, writing them or whatever.
yeah. But I do think this is the best, even better than like Ragnar. The best death in the book for me is Rook. He goes out on his own terms. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I liked him. Just yeah, Rip.
Yeah.
Uh,
Let's see. I, I mean, we get more Mustang. A lot of what she's doing is uh really trying to show Darrow that she trusts him and that he can trust her and that she loves him. Uh,
yeah,
like all the time she spent with Darrow's family, going with Darrow, insisting that she's there to meet with Romulus and talk with them. Um, uh, and it has that effect on him because at the end in the space battle, he's like, I should have made sure that Mustang stayed with me because she's going to be dying on her ship. Um, so that's kind of, I mean, he has to let go, and let people do their own thing. Kaladin had that same struggle too. It's like
yeah,
I have to protect everybody. Well, no, you don't. Like they people have their own agency, and they can, um, you can let them be themselves, and through that help you better and take a burden off of you, and then y'all are, instead of 2 feet wide. Y'all are 1.5 feet here and 1.5 feet here. So overall, you got 3 feet of wall. Sorry, I didn't say any. I had it in my head. It was like
yeah,
you have a 2 foot wide wall if you're together, but separately you can have two sections of 1.5 feet wall, and you've got better coverage.
yeah,
So
definitely. Yeah, I mean, like I said, with her, I just kind of want more. Um, because like I said, I thought she was going to be a second lead, and she really isn't. There really kind of isn't a second lead, except for maybe Ragnar for a little bit. Um, and then but I did like her story with the Jackal about her like beating him with the puzzles until one day she couldn't. How like meticulous and crazy he is, which was fun.
yeah, that was a good like kind of insight to the Jackal.
Yeah.
Um, Ragnar. So, Rip
Rip.
Ragnar. I didn't know. I mean, I think this is the first time they actually listed his weight, but like he was 250 kilograms.
Jeez.
Like that's to 2.2 times that is the pounds.
Wow. Yeah.
So I mean,
It's a big boy.
440 plus 55,
They
like
were 500 pounds.
495 pounds.
Yeah.
Or no,
Maybe over
550
Yeah.
pounds.
Yeah.
I should have known that because that was my max deadlift. 250 kilograms is 551 pounds.
Or one Ragnar.
One Ragnar. Yeah, there we go. Hey,
Yeah.
my deadlift max is one Ragnar. That's
Huzzah.
units. Um, what's his name? Thor Bjornsson, the mountain.
Mm,
He keeps breaking his own deadlift record, which is 500 plus kilograms.
Jesus.
He picks up two Ragnars.
That's pretty crazy.
Um, I did think there was one point where I was like, all right, Ragnar is Drax. Uh,
Mm.
it was in the I forget.
It's when he like shot the rocket and blew up his ship.
He said something. I wrote down here, especially the scene in the ship as it's shot and crashing through the atmosphere to the South Pole. So after they get shot, he said something that was like a total Drax like
Mm.
line.
Yeah, he's also like dressed because he like lowers the ramp of the ship and shoots the other ship with a missile, which he does a couple of times in Guardians of the Galaxy, falling out of the ship and stuff. Yeah, yeah. Were you surprised that he got killed?
I was.
I was surprised too.
I'm glad that there weren't any spoilers. Um, a friend of mine, I love him to death, not Chris, but a friend of mine, his favorite series is Red Rising, and he knows I'm reading it. And so whenever we talk, he goes, "What book are you on?" I said, "Yeah, this one." He goes, "Oh, have you gotten to the part where such and such does such?" I'm like, "Please stop asking that in that manner.
Yeah,
Like, ask if you want to know, like, just ask me, hey, what are you doing? And then I'll tell you, where are you at? I tell you. And if you don't know, you go look it up later and go, oh, okay. And
yeah,
if I am past the point where you uh, want to talk about, then you can talk about it. But, sometimes here, knowing that, if you know a character's in era two, then any suspenseful scene where the person could be dead or is in question, it takes away from some of those hits sometimes, and
yeah,
especially and depending on the writer, right? Pierce Brown likes to make you think that somebody is in danger of dying or betraying or whatever. So if you know in the next book or at the end of the book that person did something, then the weight of that moment is lessened.
yeah. But I will say, like, he hasn't really killed off that many people, like actual people.
No,
So, I mean, so it was a little bit of a surprise that he did, even though I think it was necessary because Ragnar's kind of weird. He's like so powerful. And it's gonna make the Aja fight really good, which I'm assuming is gonna happen this book with her and Darrow, or I guess her and maybe the sister.
Seffi
Yeah,
and Darrow. I mean, it could
yeah,
be a
yeah.
three-way. I mean,
Could
it wouldn't
be.
be a true three-way, but it'd be 2-on-1.
Yeah,
I
but
I think that would be I think that would do Aja good justice because she's supposed to be badass, right? She's one of the Furies.
yeah,
We already had one Fury, Moira, just get just owned.
just get
So to see a Fury, I mean, a lot of the excuse me, a lot of the Olympic Knights are just getting owned.
yeah.
So if we have a Fury that has to fight two people at once, or even three people, like let's throw Cassius in there, right? Get Cassius, Darrow, and Aja. Sorry, Cassius, Darrow, and Sephi versus Aja.
That'd
Uh,
be cool.
I'm not gonna give any names or spoilers. You'll know exactly what I'm talking about, but in Memory of Light, there's one person that gets fought by three different people.
Mm, yeah.
Um, something akin to that, maybe,
Mm. Yeah,
if not all at once.
could see it. I don't know. She'll have to like somehow get out of the tundra. Nah, she's just froze to death. That's her end.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, like Ragnar was cool. I think he needed to die. One for Darrow because he was relying on him so much. He was kind of like a overpowered Severo almost. Just kind of like send him in and he'll just kill everybody. Um, and I thought his death was good. His like send off of like, I die a free man and all that stuff. And the sister coming down and everything. I thought it was good. It was good death.
Yeah. I have a few other things about characters
Hmm.
um that are confusing.
Okay.
One, I don't remember this being talked about, but I mean, there's a lot of times I miss things in books, and it's just a fact of my life that I accept.
Yeah.
Uh, but when did the Jackal torture Harmony and Evie? And was it on screen? Well, it couldn't have
That
necessarily been on screen, but it needed to be talked about more.
that was last book. Remember, he actually captured the people, and then when Darrow came and like rescued them, he blamed it on somebody else. Last book.
Okay.
You remember that?
Yeah. Yeah, I remember
That
that.
was, but like we weren't actually. I don't think we were sure it was actually them, but I guess it turned out that it was actually them. And I think it
Okay.
was Dancer too. I think it had like everybody or something.
Uh, maybe. But in here in this section, it's specifically named Harmony and Evie. And I
Yeah,
was like, when did that
and
happen?
they're dead, right?
I don't remember. They could be.
I think
But they were I don't
the
think Harmony
Red
is.
Legion or whatever.
Yeah, they were the Reds that broke off
I think
from the Sons of Ares.
they died, but I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't even remember. But speaking of people that let people go,
Hmm.
um, it was not Darrow that let the Telemanus go.
Yeah, it was Ragnar.
Yeah, you thought it was you thought it was Darrow, but it ended up being
Yeah,
Ragnar. So
yeah, it made sense that. But then he was like, I don't know why anybody let him go. I'm like, you let him go. I'm like, why are you? So I guess, I mean, sure. I mean, it makes sense it was Ragnar as well.
and then the other confusing thing here, and I don't remember it being mentioned. The last I remember of Uncle Nerol, who was the one that like buried him, right?
Yes, the
The drunken
alcoholic.
uncle, right? The last I remember is there were talks of him. Like I didn't think he was dead, but it was always mentioned that he went off somewhere. And I don't remember him coming back, but he's back.
Yeah.
Do you remember?
I think he was there when Dara went back to Lycos in book two, maybe.
I don't, I
I
don't
don't
think
remember
so.
though.
Yeah, I don't know, and I don't want to look it up and
Yeah,
be spoiled or anything. But if y'all are listening to this and y'all know these answers, put them in the thing. Uh, Although by the time y'all comment, I'll have finished reading the book. So, uh,
yeah, yeah. I don't really remember. I yeah. Got anybody else?
one other thing about characters that's on my mind. Aaliyah isn't. Am I misremembering that as um the name of Paul Atreides' sister?
No, you're right.
Okay.
Who is Aaliyah?
Aaliyah is the name of Ragnar's mom.
Uh, yeah.
Aaliyah Snowfallen or something.
Okay. Yeah.
So, like, I mean, that could totally be, if the Obsidians are the Fremen, then that could totally be another connection to Dune there.
Yeah, could be. Uh, yeah. Not sure if that's a Norse name or not. It might also just be a Norse name and coincidence. But who knows? Ellie is super cool in Dune. Uh,
I
You
mean,
can
the
find.
mom character was pretty cool and
Yeah.
badass.
She died
How
really easy
how
though.
big she was, like the description of her being as big as she
Yeah.
was great. I thought that whole scene, the whole time plot line with the Obsidians was very suspenseful and very well written.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
So,
Um,
we can move on from
yeah.
characters.
Yeah.
All right. So again, we'll talk about Obsidians is one of the first things here. Um, Eaters of the Dead. That kind of reminded me of a reference to like Beowulf or the 13th Warrior, which was a movie based off of a book called The Eaters of the Dead,
Mhm.
which was based off of Beowulf and Grendel. Well, Grendel being Beowulf's mom, I think. Uh,
Then no, you have Grendel and you have Grendel's mom. And you have the dragon. Those are the three people he fights.
du- 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 du.
Because I don't think
Well,
Grendel's mom has a name. She might, but that's
all right,
Angeline.
Beowulf fights Grendel and Grendel's mother. Okay, yeah,
Yeah, and a dragon.
yeah, and the dragon. Yeah,
Yeah,
three battles.
three battles.
I like Beowulf. Beowulf's good.
It was cool. The movie's really weird if you haven't seen it.
I think I might have and thought the same thing, but
With Angelina Jolie, it's like they like CGI'd them. It's really weird looking, but it's pretty cool.
it might have been one of those movies that I watched once.
Yeah, you can see that.
I really did like 13th Warrior though with Antonio Banderas.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's see. I go ahead.
Oh no, you're good.
I wrote down here chapter 29 was really good. Hunters. Um, I think that's the scene. Yeah, they catch up with Cassius and they fight Cassius and Aja. Yeah, so
Yeah,
we've talked about that. Cool fight scenes.
yeah. Overall, I think this book has improved on the fight scenes. Even when they're like chaotic, they're kind of supposed to be chaotic instead of just like it feels intentional. Because like the when they're like going through the ship and they're like all the bulkheads are closing and they're like in ambush and shit. Um, it was chaotic, but it was supposed to be chaotic. So I really do think he's improving his action writing, which is good because there's a lot of combat in this book.
I also don't know how Darrow survived when that rail slug went through his suit while he's in space, but
Yeah, I think he has like multiple suits on him.
well, it grazed him and he was bleeding, so
Yeah, I don't know.
um,
Cassius survived with an arrow through his throat, which is insane. He survived for like days with it in his throat too. Hmm.
yeah, that is
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah.
The other
Yeah.
things I have for this section I've already talked about, which were some of the meetings are long-winded with info dumps that the readers um, can't possibly really keep track of or that matter as much. The whole
Yeah.
history of the Moon Rebellion. Um, yeah, that was kind of a whole rest of it. Um,
Yeah. I do wonder if he was setting up that girl the daughter of the Moon Lord to be an heir too, like somebody that we know. Depends on how long the
Oh,
time jump is. The little kid that he talks with.
yeah.
Um, he's trying to look for heir
I
to
had to
stuff.
remember what that scene was, but yeah, now I remember where he
He
was
like talks with him.
left out, and then the girl came down, and then
Yeah,
he comes out and is like, "Oh, you were talking
supposed
about this."
yeah, it's supposed to like humanize Romulus and also like show his you know all his worldview and stuff like that, but it might also set her up to be a person. Because like also I thought just thinking of eras, I thought what's his face was gonna be more involved. I don't know how it would be, but the the nephew of the scion of the sovereign that they kidnapped for a second.
Oh no,
The
the grandson,
grandson, yeah, the grandson.
yeah, Lauren's grandson as well.
Yeah, like I thought he like I'm just trying to think of like what they're doing is set up before. If it's like a 20-year time skip or something, if he's gonna be important or not.
Yeah, I don't
But
know.
I don't think he will be because he hasn't been in the book since then. Like if he had gotten kidnapped and like learned from Darrow and stuff, I could see him becoming important, but that didn't happen. Um, but yeah, I don't really have any like quotes or anything. I just remember it being it's just kind of solidly good writing. Kind of more of the same improvement from this entire book from book two. Um, and yeah.
I mean, one quote I do have, which is also my least favorite moment,
Mm.
was the I don't remember what chapter it was, but it was the oh no, it was when it was in chapter 48 where the Praetorian chick comes up is like, "My name is Felicia." Oh,
Oh, hi
it's
Felicia.
like, "Bye, Felicia." I was like,
Yeah.
all right, it made me laugh, but also it was dumb, and it was like it just I don't know.
Yeah.
It's,
I mean,
I had to pick a least favorite moment, and I was like,
it was kind of fun.
it was funny, and I laughed, but it was my least.
That means this book section was pretty good then.
Yeah, I mean, all right, I'll give that my second least favorite. It made me chuckle. My least favorite was just the moon rebellion dump.
Exposition.
Yeah, it
We
just.
got
I was reading it, I was like, oh, like, do I need to keep track of this? Like, it just. I kept feeling like I can't just go through this. Like, what if this stuff comes up later and is like foreshadowing for whatever? But it's like I couldn't care less. Like, come on.
yeah, yeah.
Like set
Uh,
it up some other way and not just with several paragraphs because you want us to understand why we should care. Excuse me. I'm tired today. Why we
yeah,
should care about this lord that's fighting the sovereign from the moons of Jupiter. Um,
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
I guess
Oh, speaking more of that, I thought it was another passage we could talk about here
yeah,
that was I thought was kind of funny, but like, did he know this happened? So like, whenever Severo, I think it was Severo was in that asteroid, but then also Romulus had some of them in there, and they were going to pop out and take control of ships,
yeah.
but Severo like collapsed
Sabotage, yeah,
it so that Romulus's people couldn't get out. Um, and so that Romulus wouldn't take control of as many ships. Uh, it was unclear. Like to me, it would have seemed obvious if they forced it to collapse and they couldn't get out. And like unless they killed them all, like
Yeah.
if they died on the asteroid because of the collapse, then that's different. But if it just like kept them from coming out, then
Yeah.
once they killed
I think that
Romulus,
he knows they're gonna know, but he's gonna have the fleet to back it up. I think that's the whole point. Like he's like, yeah, they're gonna figure it out, but there's not much he can do when I have like two times the fleet of them.
yeah, but I hate it when characters like good guys do that, where it's like, we're gonna screw this person over, but let them live and have freedom so they
Yeah,
can come
it
back and
is
be
a
like,
it is a little weird that like he he blew up the shipyards instead of like taking out Romulus and having the shipyards. Like that was a little weird to me. If like, why wouldn't you just like you could literally pull the thing that happened at book two, where just victory parade or whatever just killed them all. Uh, maybe the Telemanuses are a little sad or whatever, but who really cares? Um, and you would have all of Saturn or Jupiter, you would have their shipyards, be able to pump up ships. Like it just seems like something they would do.
yeah, all
But
right,
yeah, um, yeah, I could go. Since you jumped again with least favorite mine, I can do mine. But
yeah, go.
I think I'll give you two small ones. Like you said, this is pretty good section. I guess I'll do three little small ones. One is just I complain about it a lot. The Cassius arrow through the throat. Just make the shoulder or something. It's really dumb he survived. I had to reread it like twice. I was like, what? Did he? I was like, oh, he's dead. Shit, that was crazy. Like Mustang just fucking shot him in the throat and he died. And I was like, wait, he didn't die? Wait, go back. Oh wait, somehow missed his jugular and his voice box. It's just clunky. Just do the shoulder, incapacitate him, graze his throat, just do something different. It was just really dumb. Other one, it's not a big deal. I just don't really like uh, the off-screen romance, Severo and Victra. Just second time with Severo. Just, I'm in love with Quinn. I've always been in love with Quinn. They weren't, but I don't care. And it's just I don't really care about the romance in those books. That's pretty badly done. It just was kind of blah. And then the final thing, I just didn't need the whole like dancer Mustang drama. It was short-lived, but I just was kind of rolled my eyes like, all right, yeah, you're gonna get over it. I can just kind of read past it. Um,
And that was where Dancer was like, why would you trust her?
yeah, why would you trust her? I'm
Like her
withholding information
family.
from her. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, it was just I didn't need it. It wasn't that big of a deal, but those are my three little nitpicks.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, Darrow shut that down pretty well. He's like,
Yeah,
yeah, her father killed my wife. Like,
yeah, like it wasn't bad. It was just kind of like, all right, I just gonna read past this real fast. Maybe it needed to happen to be believable, but I was like, good.
yeah. All right, well, we talked about least favorite. Let's talk about a favorite moment. Mine is in chapter 28. Just the chapter as a whole was really good. The walking through the wrecks, the separate wreckages of Cassius's ship, finding the Eaters of the Dead, kind of a nice little horror. I don't think it's as
Yeah,
good as like uh Sanderson writing horror or Scott Lynch writing horror, but it was kind of terrifying a little bit, like thinking about that for the characters.
oh yeah,
Um,
them eating the tongues of people while they're still alive and shit. Yeah,
yeah, and then the I enjoyed the camaraderie of the four of them in the ship while they were eating and having a fire and just like it kind of set it up for somebody's going to die.
yeah,
But it was good. Um, I kind of like liken it to the night before the battle with the White Walkers,
Hmm.
where everybody's sitting in Winterfell,
I can see that.
which I like that scene. Uh,
Yeah, those are the scenes that are necessary for character building. And I will say, I was not expecting Holiday to be as big of a part of this book as she is. It's interesting.
yeah, there was one part. So like when she and Trig busted Darrow out at the beginning of the book, it was like, okay, they're spec ops people. They're really badass. And then somewhere along the line, I lost track of that. And then um, she seemed less of a badass. But she was in the space battle, right? She was with
Yeah, she was
Darrow in the
with
space battle
Darrow.
too.
She's basically been with Darrow the entire book, basically.
Yeah. And so like when they were there, they were going in there, I was like, oh yeah, that's right. She's kind of a badass because she killed a few people in the bridge, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, she
And I was
was
like, oh yeah, haha,
messing
that was
people
great. That
up.
was great. Uh, her and Sephi uh,
Yeah,
did some pretty cool shit. So
yeah,
much better writing there than some of the previous books.
definitely. Let's see, I'm trying to. So my favorite moment, probably when Rick kills himself. That whole conversation with Darrow and Darrow's feelings about it and stuff. You know, him still freaking about his friends and thinking about all the people that died and stuff was really good. That speech you read of his was also really good. Um, and
Partial. I read part
yeah,
of
yeah,
it.
partial speech. Uh, and I think Ragnar's death was so the two deaths of characters we care about, somewhat care about, um, were the probably the highlights.
Also, Sephi killing her mother was
That was pretty cool.
was pretty badass.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, what was? Oh, God, I was gonna say something. I forgot. It was something off of what you said, but um, yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
All right, so we have theme, athletic feat of the week, and predictions. We've kind of talked about our predictions.
Yeah.
Um,
Do a
theme,
couple
I
more
think the
probably.
theme now is, to me, one of the biggest themes that keeps coming up is talking to your friend, including your friends, loving your friends
Mm.
more. Uh,
Yeah, I can see that.
it's kind of what I feel like is the struggle and the kind of the lesson that Darrow is learning here.
Yeah, just kind of what he's been doing throughout all these books is learning to trust people and trust Mustang. And also, this part, and especially with, Rip dying and all that, is also kind of the theme of like the cost of war and what you're willing to like sacrifice. He's willing to sacrifice those thousands of Reds and the Docks and the Sons of Ares to kind of win the greater battle. You know, he doesn't, he's reluctant, but he realizes that he will sacrifice friends to, win this war. So it's also that kind of thing,
Yep.
kind of survivor's guilt and all that fun stuff.
Uh, athletic feat of the week. Uh, I mean, mine was Darrow and Mustang cutting through and breaking the ice
Mhm.
to get out.
Yeah, that was good.
One could say Cassius surviving an arrow through the throat
Yeah.
would be an athletic feat.
Yeah, mine is Aja killing Ragnar and then also having the stamina to run away from Valkyries jump down a giant hole and run away from Valkyries. So she's maybe the most athletic person in these books.
Valkyries on
On Griffins.
Griffins.
Yeah. So she's definitely it's so funny. She just like can just disappear.
Yeah.
She's kind of like Moash. She can like appear and disappear whenever the book needs her to do. It kind of reminds this part. Her really reminds me of some animes where like they want like the bad guys and the main character to fight, but not be a climactic fight. So they'll like fight and then they'll have to run away for some reason and actually get away from the good guys and you just kind of like run away. It's really funny. Like Gundam does this a lot. They like do a skirmish and then like they fight for a little bit and then like the bad guy's like, ah, I'll get you next time and like flies away.
Some video games do that too.
Yeah,
Planned battle that you either lose or they get away.
yeah. Mm, yeah,
Hmm.
that's probably mine.
I can't stop yawning
I know, I'm
tonight.
just tired.
I don't know why.
All right. Final predictions. You've made a couple, but you got any final ones?
Um, all right. Well, I think a major person has to die. A good guy as well.
Hmm.
And then I think the Sovereign will die. I think they're going to resolve that. And I think that's going to leave a conflict of something else in the second era. It just, to me, it seems of, all right, Red Rising, what's the end goal? Is to free Mars and humanity from the rule of gold.
Yeah,
And right now, the Sovereign is ruling, and she doesn't seem to be the type to step down from it. And so I don't think I don't think Darrow's goal and the Sons of Ares' goal is just Mars. I think it's all planets, the whole solar system.
yeah,
So I think the Sovereign is his main goal and is the end game of this book.
yes.
Um,
So we got like
there's like 140 pages
yeah,
left.
140 pages left. I don't know. I think it's kind of gonna be so. I can see that. I think the Jackal's definitely gonna die. They're gonna kill the Jackal. Um,
Yeah,
and I think that's gonna be what's gonna happen. They're gonna reach like a tentative peace with the sovereign. And so I think that's what it's gonna be like. There's gonna be like Mars and Darrow, the Earth and Luna or whatever, and the Sovereign and the Star Lord, the Moon Lords.
I
It's kind
could
of like
see that too.
I think that's the only thing that makes sense. Or it's gonna feel a little rushed. And like because he does have to beat both Jackal and the Sovereign. Seems a little too much for this.
If they happen to be in the same place, then
I mean,
that's easy.
maybe like but they're not working together. If they were working together still, maybe. And like I don't see like turns out the Jackal wasn't all that bad, or he like advocates the threat. Like that's not gonna happen. So they're gonna have to kill the Jackal unless they kill him off really fast, which it could happen. Like maybe in the next like 50 pages, the Jackal dies.
I mean, he
Which
could totally skip forward like
true,
he did
yeah,
in the past and go, all right, this is where
true.
we need to be.
I just don't think that would be that satisfying.
No, it wouldn't, but I mean, he's already had a track record of
True.
saying that they're gonna go somewhere and then being there.
Yeah, or maybe like he showed up with the fleet and was like, "Hey, stand down," and like Jackal's like imprisoned or something and not killed. Uh, but I think the Jackal's gonna get resolved. I don't think any other major good characters are gonna die. I can see like Dancer or something, but like that's a tertiary character. Um,
Uncle Nerol.
Eric Nera, like one of them. I don't think like Mustang, Severa, Victra, any of them are gonna die.
Or his cousin, one of his cousins.
Yeah,
Garrett.
I don't think Orion's gonna die now. This big space fight. I don't know if there's gonna be another big space battle. Maybe there will be another big space battle. Um, but yeah,
Another Iron Rain.
another Iron Rain, probably. Um, yeah, I'm very curious where it's gonna end. I think
Well,
it's gonna
I
end
mean,
with
the
the
good
Cold
thing
War.
is we
Get
get
to
to
find
read.
out. Yeah, we did get to read.
Yeah.
But that's my prediction. And I think it's gonna end with like Darren Mustang getting married and like
Having a baby.
and having a baby. And that will be Era 2. Era 2 will be like baby Darrow.
He's gonna have a daughter and name her Io.
I can see that.
Yeah.
It's like poetry, it rhymes.
Yeah. All right, anything else?
Nah, that's it.
All right.
Ready to finish this book.
Yes, I am ready to finish it as well.
And we need
Um,
to figure out what we're gonna read after this.
yeah, this is very fun, enjoyable. So like we said, the next section is going to be to the end of this book. We're going to finish this arc, this era of Red Rising. Um, if you've made it this far, thank you. Hit that like, subscribe, share, um, send it to your friends and family, and leave us a rating and review where you can. And you can drop comments in the on the YouTube channel, and we'll engage with you. Um, unless it's just like dumb bot type stuff, then. But we're not that cool to have bots commenting on our videos yet. So,
Yeah, not yet.
um, but yeah, do all that stuff. It helps us out. What also helps us out is if you visit our sponsor and buy something from them. So
Yeah.
head on over to mudcatwhiskers.com and buy you some stuff. Use code paperweights at checkout. And yeah,
Yeah. If you got any suggestions for next thing, if you're really into Era 2, put that down too as well. If you really think we would enjoy it. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, our thoughts are what Lycanius, the Lycanius trilogy
Yeah.
is one. Um,
Era 2. If Era 1 ends well, we'll see. We'll probably take a break, but we'll at least go back to it.
yeah, I think I would definitely read it. As of right now, I would definitely read Era 2.
Yeah.
I have high hopes for the end of this book and to make it, want to read the second era. Whether we do that on the podcast or just by ourselves, that, we can
Yeah.
figure that out. Brian Staveley's Unhewn Throne series trilogy is another one we thought about. We mentioned Dungeon Crawler Carl as being an
Yeah.
easy, fun one to
Yeah.
do.
And maybe if you like um once it starts getting a little bit more involved, might do the end of a Throne of Glass. That'd be kind of fun. Maybe the last couple, if you are enjoying it more.
Okay. Just skip the first few. Well, I mean,
Yeah,
you'll do
we
the
we
short
could
stacks for them.
yeah, or we could do like an episode of each book or something in this kind of format. Um, but
Yeah, just read the whole book and then
yeah,
do this
do
short
a
format
one-off episode of it. Yeah, it'd be fun.
and enhance your short stacks.
Yeah, I need to get
You
back
can
to it.
continue them.
I need to get back to them.
Yeah. They're fun.
But
I gotta go listen to your other ones. But I think you started talking about the some stuff in the later books.
Oh yeah,
So
I go pretty spoiler heavy on that.
yeah, but all right. Well, we will see y'all next time.
Bye.